Welcome back, folks. It was a memorable season for the Stanton football team as they took down EMF to win their first ever football state title to cap off an undefeated season. But for the Mustangs, this season was about so much more than just the state title. Amber Salas has more in this week's Sports Force Champion.
On November 20th, the Stanton Mustangs football team made history, winning their first ever state title. But close to their hearts was the memory of their former teacher and coach, Patrick Breckbill, who they held close at heart throughout the entire game and the entire season.
He was everything to this team. He went to everything, and he just helped out the community so much and our teams.
Patrick Breckbill was a beloved teacher and coach in the Stanton community. The Stanton football team had the chance to visit Breckbill just days before he'd end up passing away after a 22-month battle with cancer. He was just 58 years old.
You know, we got to visit with Pat, before he passed, and he was so happy to see the kids, and he did. He said the first play is going to be a power. And
the Mustangs ran that exact play as the first play of their season, and it was junior Becker Pullman who picked up the first down, the start of what would become a very special season for Stanton.
You know, he coached us very well, and he just had a connection with every player. He could relate to any player, every player, so that's what makes him very special.
The Mustangs honored Breckbill all season with special stickers on their helmets. They were undefeated heading into the playoffs as the top seed in D1 with the goal of making it to Memorial Stadium.
You know, he loved these kids and coached them and taught them, and he valued community. He taught them so much, and he'd have loved to been here. We're playing for him today, so for the Breckbill family, this is for them too.
With a special shirt with them on the sidelines, there's no doubt Breckbill's presence was felt as the team played in their first state title game since 2004. The Mustangs went on to take the win over EMF 42-36 to win their first state championship.
We all know he was here with us this morning, and he willed us to that win. Ball rolled our way a few times. I guarantee it's because of him. He was up there looking down at us, giving us that look.
Yeah, Mr. Breckbill, he's one of a kind. No one's ever going to be like him. He was a great guy. He was with us today, which we got it done for him, and just not playing for yourself, but playing for the people around you, the community.
The Breckbill family was in attendance at Memorial Stadium, getting to share some special hugs with players to celebrate.
It was great that they got to see him, and they got to see, the true value of life and how much that meant to him. And then for us to close the season out with the state championship and bring that home in his honor and bring it back to the community is a tremendous honor.
Patrick Breckbill had an immense love for the game and passed along a legacy that will never be forgotten. In Stanton, Nebraska, Amber Salas, KTIV Sports Force.